right, Chrissy. You've got your grandmother's quilt, 2 pairs of thermal long johns, and an extra long scarf. Did I get the right size for Brad? He's such a strapping young man.
He certainly is. Mom, we don't have space for all this in our apartment. I don't even think it'll fit in the car.
Oh, you young kids. You'll find a way. Love always does.
Even if it does fit, it's going to be dragging on the pavement.
You make a good point, Pumpkin. I'll check the suspension after I make sure Brad has his chains on tight enough. Oh, and I'll look at the tires, too.
Get out of here, you loony. Would it be so bad for you crazy kids to stay just a little bit longer?
Mom? No. We need to leave. 2 hours.
Oh, good morning, Brad. Are you sure you can't stay?
Oh, Mrs. Norby, I'm sure we'd love to.
But we've got a 20-hour drive back to New York, and if we're lucky, a nap before the morning commute. Right, Brad?
Yep.
If you have to. Well, I'll leave you to get your things together. Meet you downstairs for our goodbyes.
You are not kidding about your family.
Yep, your good old middle American family.
Oh, yeah, but it's sweet. I've never had anything like this growing up.
Is that why you insisted we spend Christmas here?
Okay, so they visited us before, but this is the first time I've gotten to see them in their true state.
Well, I'm glad you all get along, but we're already running late. Too late. Your stuff is packed?
No.
Brad?
Trissy, it was impossible planning. 6 a.m., that was never going to happen. Besides, your mom wakes me up, there's fresh cocoa, I can't refuse. And she makes me second one. What, am I supposed to say no?
Just 2.
Yeah, why?
Because she breaks out the diphenhydramine on the 3rd one.
What?
Brad, remember how we've talked about how I'll say a thing and you'll hear it wrong and then it's up to me to try and undo the assumption you made in the meantime?
I don't follow.
What did I tell you about my family?
You said they were close and friendly and that I'll never want to leave.
I said they'll never let you leave.
Yeah, I overheard your dad say he was going to check out our car before we left.
He said he was going to check the suspension and the tire chain, neither of which are under the hood.
But why?
Because once you get out there, they'll start feigning concern over your antifreeze, when your last oil change was, when you're coming back, how handsome you look, but you need fattening up.
And then you say goodbye, and it's over, right?
Take off that sweater. We'd have been lucky to have made it to the end of the street.
Then what happens?
Do you really want to know? They keep you fed and drugged to wear down your will to leave. And then they take advantage of your lethargic state to convince you to move back to Minnesota, preferably in the north or western suburbs, because they're afraid of driving downtown. And Mom has made some statements about the safety in Minneapolis that I find problematic at best.
Chrissy, I'm scared.
You should be, because the winter is long, and it'll be a never-ending Minnesota goodbye until you submit.
Chrissy, I really think you and Brad should rethink driving back to New York today. Paul Douglas says it's going to snow all across the Great Lakes today. You wouldn't want to get stuck in Wisconsin.
You know, you're always the one who says we can't trust the weatherman.
Oh, you know I'm just worried about you too.
Hey, kids. Just finished checking your spark plugs.
Don't you mean the suspension?
Spark plugs, suspension, battery. Can never be too careful, especially when you're leaving on a long
Ever so long.
trip to the Big Apple. And it's a good thing, too. You would not have wanted to get on the road with your ignition coil looking like that. I'm gonna look at it in the garage.
Well, it looks like you're going to be staying just a little bit longer. I'll go get breakfast going.
I'll say I told you so later. Right now we need to start moving. Did she buy it?
Think so. Sorry about your car, Brad. But when you insisted on coming for Christmas, Chrissy and I decided it was probably time for me to make my move as well. See, I was involved in a long goodbye 30 years ago. And I love Janet. But a person can take only so many seasons of freezing weather and disappointing sports teams, you know?
All right, explain later. It's time to leave.
But our cars.
Was a nice distraction. I parked a block over. We need to cross through the park.
What are we waiting for?
Oh, hey there, Ellen. Going somewhere?
But you just got here. Now, Alan, you haven't had your cocoa today.
Oh, great plan, Dad. Dismantle the working car. That'll be the decoy.
Oh, having car troubles, huh? I can take a look at your engine if you like. Make sure it's working well enough for you.
We did it. We said goodbye.
Yeah.
What did we learn today?
Don't drink 3 cups of cocoa.
And
I need to listen better.
there we go.
Currently, it's 31 degrees in the Twin Cities with a 50% chance of snow later tonight. And now to special weather correspondents Janet and Alan Nordby.
Oh, God.
Looks like you have to stay.